Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to Lagged Out, episode 64, the Nintendo 64 special episode that we are bringing to you today on all platforms because we know that you love N64. Just kidding. I don't actually know if you do love N64, but I'm assuming you like N64 because Joe and I do, or I guess kind of do. But Joe definitely loves N64. But welcome back to our podcast. What's up, Batman Joe?
I'm Batman.
We were just talking about Batman.
Yeah, we were. I was also just watching Batman. So that movie. All right. So a quick tangent before we actually begin. I've been watching The Dark Knight before we started this, and it feels like it's been going on for like 2 hours, and there's still like an hour left, and the movie itself is only like 2 hours, like 20 minutes. So
I know,
kind of crazy.
They are very long movies. You're watching the first one?
I already watched Batman Begins. I watched that like I want to say Sunday or Saturday or something like that.
Okay.
And so now I'm watching Dark Knight. Unfortunately, this is all on Netflix. They don't have Dark Knight Rises on Netflix. So
that's so weird.
Feels bad, man. Also, someone lied to my mom today about them having the new Spider-Man movie on Netflix, which is a complete lie, and I knew it would be a lie. But that's okay because I haven't seen the second one yet. So.
Oh my gosh. Well. Anywho,
how are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm actually 41% of the way through Uncharted 1. But spoiler, it's only 8 hours long in the campaign, which I didn't realize it was such a short game. But
maybe it's just the first one that's short.
Yeah, I heard that the other ones were like 20 plus hours. Like I played the second one and I swear it's like really long. But yeah, I mean, I'm playing on like normal difficulty because I didn't know what to expect. It actually looks surprisingly good on PS5 because it's like a remastered PS3 game from 2007. Right. So yeah, that's been really good. That's been cool that we're like literally almost done because I'm trying to just go through my gaming backlog because I know that you can't believe that I'm doing that. I also made a character in Skyrim, which is hilarious because I already have the special edition. And I've been on this like kick where I want to play like these RPGs for some reason along with other games. And I don't know. I made a character and I was having fun. And so maybe I'll indulge in some Skyrim as well. But
nope.
One thing that isn't on, or I guess the one thing that the N64 doesn't have is Skyrim and Uncharted yet. But my first question is, and I know this, but this is for our audience, is do you own or have you ever owned an N64, Joe?
Yes. And I'm waiting for the 30th anniversary of Skyrim so they can release it on the N64.
Oh my gosh. Todd Howard's just going to go back in time with his Horcruxes.
So I don't remember how old I was. I was a small child, still in elementary school. And I think it was like, I guess it was my birthday. Because I remember opening like the present or the package or whatever at like the dinner table and not like the Christmas tree. So it must have been my birthday when I got the N64. And I don't remember how old I was exactly. Elementary school, so like 7, 8, 9, something like that. And I was probably like 7 or 8. And I got the special like jungle green N64 that came with Donkey Kong 64, which is a fun game, and I never beat it, which really sucks.
Hey, bro, never beaten games, bro. What the heck,
dude, you want to talk?
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, so I got the classic like jungle green. It's like kind of transparent too, which is cool because like. Whenever to like a friend's house and they're like, ooh, like look at my cool blue N64. It's like, wow, I can't see through that at all. That's so boring.
So not the gray one. Interesting.
Yeah, the gray one sucks. The jungle green one, in my opinion, not biased at all. Best one ever. And even the controller's like that sort of like jungle green, like transparent-esque type feel. It's like slightly opaque or slightly transparent, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then it comes with Donkey Kong 64, and the cartridge for Donkey Kong 64 is completely yellow, aside from the sticker that says it's Donkey Kong 64. So it's kind of a nice little like color palette going. You got like the green and like the yellow, so it's kind of like a banana tree almost, which perfect for Donkey Kong, obviously, because it's all about collecting bananas and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I did own an N64, believe it or not. You owned one too, right? Or did you not?
No, I didn't actually, which is interesting.
Wow.
Which is interesting. So I was looking up the release date, and so it came out in 1996. It's interesting
Wow.
because I don't really. So I need to go back, honestly, and ask my parents because I don't remember. So I had a PS1. I had a PS1, and I remember having one in like 1999 or 2000 because I remember I opened that on Christmas, I think in 1999 or 2000, and it used to be in my parents' room, and I used to play like FIFA. I actually have a lot of my PS1 games now with me, but like played FIFA, Madden, all these other games, right? Ape Escape, Crash Team Racing, all this stuff, but.
Right.
The thing that I don't get is I don't know if I'm pretty sure I asked for one as a kid, but the thing is like the only game system from Nintendo that I've ever had now besides a Switch and some DS is a Game Boy Color and a Game Boy Advance. I don't know, like, did you know about the N64? Because I didn't really even know about it until I went over to my friend's house and played it. But I wonder why my parents never actually got me that. I wonder if it's just because maybe I never showed any interest or something like that. But yeah, I've never actually owned an N64, which is interesting because it was like the classic system. I did have the Game Boy. I did have the Game Boy Color.
So wait, you had both the OG Game Boy and the Color?
Sorry, the Color and the Game Boy Advance.
Oh,
okay. Yeah, the Color and the Game Boy Advance. And I don't know, me and my sister both got the Game Boy Color and the Advance. So I don't really know why we never got an N64. I don't know. It's just really interesting because I remember my first ever actual like console was the PlayStation 1. And so I don't know, like what did you like remember seeing it, or like did you, cuz I don't remember it as at all until I went over to a friend's house. Like I didn't even know about it.
So I don't know, honestly. I don't remember. I think my best guess would be we had neighbors who were like, obviously, like, so we had neighbors because we lived in a neighborhood, obviously, and they had kids that were basically my age, and they had an N64, and I'm guessing that the one boy was a year older than me. He was the oldest one, so like, you know, 1996. I almost said 1964.
Oh my gosh!
Back in 1964 when I was 75.
Oh my gosh!
No, so back in 1996 when it came out, is that like? Do you know if that was the international release or just like
it
Japan?
said 1996, September 1996, I think. I can look it up though. Let me see. N64.
Because I'm curious
if
that was just for Japan, and then in 97 they came out internationally.
No. Well, Japan was June 23rd, 1996. NA was September 29th, 1996. So
okay,
yeah, same year.
Yeah. So basically, I was 4 years old when it came out.
Yeah,
so
same. So.
I definitely did not like know about it probably. So and I wouldn't even be in elementary school then because kindergarten was 6 years old for me. So because they had an older son, they were more likely to like get it basically first, if that makes sense. Because like he'd be older and like you know, cognitive enough to be like, oh hey, this is video games. I press buttons and things happen. So it was probably from them because like I would go over to their house and we'd play like, you know, like Star Fox or like Mario Party or whatever. So I'm guessing that's where my parents got the idea to get it for me. I don't think I saw like a commercial on like Nickelodeon or whatever and was like, oh my gosh, mommy, daddy, I want that. But yeah, I'm trying to think if there's like anything else. I do know like, and we still have it too. We have the old NES, the Nintendo Entertainment System.
Wow. Okay.
And because my dad would play that a lot, and so would my mom actually.
Really, that's interesting.
I don't know how true this is, but my dad would like say this sometimes about my mom and the NES. He would like, so like at the time, I think he did like graveyard shifts for his job. I don't know what he did, but he would then, you know, come home in like the morning or whatever, or like the day or whatever the heck. And my mom would be like off of work or something. And he would say that like, she would just be like on the thing, like all the time. So really? I don't know. Huh. I don't know if he was just joking or if like my mom was actually like at one point, like a hardcore gamer.
And your mom was like in World of Warcraft, bro.
Maybe that's where I get it from. I don't know. But yeah, so that's that basically.
Dang, dude, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And I'm looking up too. The PlayStation 1 came out in 1994. I did not think it came out that late. So I got it like 5.
It came out before the N64?
Yeah, 1994 in Japan.
Interesting.
And then September 95 in America. That's just crazy because I didn't realize that. So I must have gotten it way later, obviously, because I think it was 98 or 99 when I got the PlayStation 1. But it's interesting because the N64, like I'm looking at Play and Trade. They're like a store. I'm pretty sure you've heard of them, but there's one near me. And I'm thinking about like going to see it. I want to eventually get a N64 and a PlayStation 1 again. I'm pretty sure I can get one for a PS2 for my friend, but I'd like to have all my PlayStations, and then I'd like to get an N64 just because it's retro, because they're actually pretty pricey now. But the cool thing about N64 that I always liked, and it was always kind of janky, but I love how the cartridges feel when you like put the cartridges in, and then
same.
I love how you plug in the controllers. Like it feels very like satisfying, and then the power button was always really satisfying.
It's a cool shape too. Like
it is.
It's not just like a little like square. It's like a freaking like semicircle with like 4 like buttons in it. I think that's so cool.
Yeah, I really liked. I actually really liked that about the N64. And so yeah, I might eventually get one, but I'm seeing prices for the N64 at like $115, which isn't that bad.
That's pretty good. I like just Googled it while you were talking about how you didn't have one as a kid.
I know.
And Amazon has it for like $174.
174? Holy frick,
yeah.
dude.
So if you can get it for $115, that's pretty good. I honestly thought it'd be like 500 plus.
This has to be a freaking scam, dude. There's no way. This is like 70% discount or something. Yeah, there's no way that's real. So it's probably 170.
Yeah, or so like since you asked your parents for it as a kid, but they didn't get it to you. Maybe you could ask your parents as an adult and maybe like,
oh my gosh,
for Christmas.
Well, no, I don't think I ever asked for one. That's what I'm saying. So,
okay.
But the question, I'm assuming then, I'm assuming you liked your Nintendo as a kid then, because I liked playing my friends' Nintendos.
Yeah. So like aside from the Nintendo was like officially my first freaking hair. Get out of the way. My first gaming console, because my parents owned the NES technically. Even though like I would play it, I would just play Duck Hunt and like the original Mario Bros. But I was scared of Bowser and Bowser's Castle, so I'd always have my dad play that level for me.
Oh my gosh,
he got annoyed sometimes too.
That's funny.
But yeah, I don't think I ever made it past like the second world.
Wow.
Yeah, I was very bad. I should really go back and replay that game at some point. But yeah, so for N64, it was my first gaming console. Donkey Kong was my first game that I owned as well and played. And I played the freaking crap out of N64 because like there's Donkey Kong 64. I sadly never owned Star Fox or Mario 64, which I thought were better games than Donkey Kong, because Donkey Kong 64 is actually kind of tough. Like Mario is just like you parkour basically, and then like the boss fights are you throw Bowser 3 times into a bomb, which like isn't hard at all. Like all the boss fights are literally just like you run around them, get behind them, and then throw them. That's it. Like you pick them up and throw them. Whereas Donkey Kong, you have like 7-8 different bosses, and with each boss you're using a different, like you have to use a different character. So like the first boss is like an armadillo with like armor and like cannons. And you use Donkey Kong. But then the second boss is like this dragonfly thing that shoots fire, and you're Diddy Kong. And then like you play as like Tiny Kong, Chunky Kong, and Lanky Kong.
Never even heard of those freaking things, dude. What the frick, dude?
5 different characters, 5 different Kongs that you play as. Each one with their own like movesets and like guns and stuff like that. And like all these different bosses and stuff. And there's just like so much to do. Because like in Mario, all you do is collect stars. Like you can collect coins, but like the coins don't really do much for you other than give you an extra life if you get 100 of them. Whereas in Donkey Kong, you like literally need to collect like everything. Coins, bananas, golden bananas, special coins. Like there's so much stuff. Like it's insane.
This is so interesting.
Yeah. But I never beat it, unfortunately.
Interesting.
But I played it in college because someone brought their N64 and just put it in like the lounge area. So I made a save on their game, and I got pretty far, but I never beat it because they like graduated halfway through the year. So
that's crazy.
It's bad.
Yeah. So, man, so that's kind of nuts then. Because
since you never owned one, I'm like, obviously you had friends that probably owned one and you played at their house, right?
Yes, Sean.
What was
#Sean?
Did you have like a favorite game that you like to play on the X64, or were you just happy to play?
So I honestly never see. That's the thing too, is I don't know. This is why I've never been a big Nintendo person. Everyone was kind of like, oh, Nintendo, like,
Nintendo.
Well, like everyone was just kind of like. Everyone loves Nintendo games, like Sean, like Trevor, Simon, you, Cole. Like, I feel like everyone has this nostalgia with like Zelda and Samus and all these other games, but I never played those games. The only game I ever played on Nintendo, really, like I've played other ones, but the one that I think the three that I remember the most. One was before I met you guys. This was when I was in elementary school. We played, I believe we played GoldenEye. Or James Bond GoldenEye. That was really good. I also remember playing, I think, a jet ski game on Nintendo that was really fun. But then the big one was Super Smash Brothers, because that's the one I played at Sean's.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Yeah, because like at Sean's, it'd be me, you, Cole, and Sean, and all we would do is play 99 stock till like 7 in the morning.
Kirby 99 stock, Pokeballs only.
Yeah, like honestly, that was some of the best memories I ever had with the N64. And I remember one time on Sean's birthday, Cole, you, me, and Sean stayed up till like 7 in the morning. I think it was like 7 in the morning playing 99 stock. And that was so fun. And then I remember one other time we did that, I think, and Cole had to go work at McDonald's or Bojangles, and we went and visited him at Bojangles at like 6 in the morning. I remember that. I think that was like high school or like early college. That was some of my best memories playing N64, was playing Super Smash Brothers. What about you? What's your favorite N64 game? Definitely Duck Hunt. I'm just kidding.
That's not
actually, Pokemon Stadium is actually really cool too.
Yeah, so like, Donkey Kong's a great game. I enjoyed it a lot as an adult. Hated it as a kid because like it was way too hard for me. And like I would get to like a certain part and then just like start a new save file because like I didn't like the bosses or whatever. There's a freaking scary like Jack in the Box
one
of the bosses. It's terrifying. And it goes invisible too. And it like, you can't, it's terrifying. Anyways, so like I would get to that point in the story and then just like start a new save file. Just
oh my gosh.
Yeah. So for me, it's tough because it's like there's Pokemon Stadium, but then there's Pokemon Stadium 2, but then there's Pokemon Snap, but then there's Hey You Pikachu. There's a lot of Pokemon games. There's Super Smash Bros. There's Star Fox 64. There's what else? There's like Mario Kart 64. There's freaking Mario Party. Like you have like all like the OG like Mario games, or just like Nintendo franchise games basically. Mm-hmm. It's tough to choose one. I'm trying to like think of like what other games I have. So let's see. I had Pokemon Stadium 2, Pokemon Snap, Super Smash Bros, Hey You Pikachu, Pokemon Puzzle League, some golfing game that my dad really liked, and he always beat me at
golfing game, you said?
Yeah, I don't remember what exactly it was called, but yeah, it was basically just like you play golf basically. A Bug's Life, which that game was also kind of scary. Freaking, there was like I had like this arcade like pack, so it was like Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man, Galaga, like Galactica, like Dig Dug, and like some other games. There's like one more I'm forgetting. What was it? I don't remember. But basically, those are like all the games that I had for N64, essentially. And see, I don't know. I think it'll probably be either Stadium 2 or Hey You Pikachu. Reason I say Stadium 2 because it's
what is Hey You Pikachu?
Okay, so Hey You Pikachu was like one of the coolest games that you could ever play because it comes with a microphone and you attach it to your controller. And basically the way it works is like they have like this like adapter that you plug into one of the controller slots in the N64, and then the microphone plugs into that, and you can just like there's like a little like a holster that you can put on your controller to put the microphone in so it stays on your controller. And basically you would talk to Pikachu and he would like respond to you, and it was freaking amazing. They need to like remake it. So like, it's basically like you're just some kid living in like some town or whatever. I guess it's Powhatan. I don't know. But there's this random Pikachu you find in the woods one day, and you like interact with it, and he like runs off. But then like he follows you home and stuff, and like you build a friendship over time, and it's so
rapport.
cool.
You
and,
have
like,
rapport. You give rapport gifts.
Yeah. So like, you know, as like Pikachu learns to trust you and stuff, he starts sleeping in like your bed and stuff. It's freaking adorable.
That's weird.
And
that's so.
No,
that's so
what's
weird.
really weird is
So weird.
I'm pretty sure we sleep on the floor because you always wake up like the next day like off the bed.
I hate that so. He kicks you out of the bed. Basically, I hate that so much.
Worth it. So the more he trusts you, like the more he listens to you and stuff, the more like commands and stuff you can give him. So like you can tell him like use Thunderbolt, and he'll use Thunderbolt, and it's freaking amazing. And there's like different like missions and things you can do each day. And like depending on like the location and stuff, like it's different mini games, or you'll find different Pokemon to interact with and stuff. Like it's such a good game. But then Pokemon Stadium and Stadium 2. I'm just going to say Stadium 2 because it's the same as Pokemon Stadium 1, but better, because you have not only all the Johto Pokemon, but better mini games, and it's like more fleshed out and stuff. With that one, like again, you get all the mini games, you get the fun like stadium battles, you get like the really fun like gym leader challenge where you go through all the gym leaders and they're like trainers and stuff, and then after that you do the Elite Four and then like all the Kanto trainers and gym battles and stuff.
That is
so
cool.
It's kind of like the actual like Gen 2 games.
That is
but
cool.
The biggest thing that I love about those games is they also came with an adapter for your controller to plug in your Game Boy Pokemon game. So blue, red, yellow, gold, and silver, basically. And I guess crystal too. And you could plug it into the adapter, plug the adapter into your controller, and now you can import your Pokemon that you built on like the team on your Game Boy game into the Pokemon Stadium game on Nintendo 64 and use those Pokemon. So like that's the coolest thing. And on top of all of that, not only could you play with your Pokemon in like Nintendo 64 from your Game Boy game, but you could also play your Game Boy game on the N64 in Pokemon Stadium and Stadium 2 with the built-in emulator, as long as the cartridge was plugged into your controller. So like,
interesting.
Yeah. It's so freaking cool. And what's really cool is like there's like some subtle things too with like the mini games where it's like if you have like a shiny Pikachu, for example, and there's like one mini game where like there's like a, you know, you're like Pikachu and like Pichu like powering like a generator or something. Mm-hmm. It'll actually use like your Pikachu, which is really freaking cool.
It sounds like that's your favorite one though, from the exciting tone of your voice.
It's honestly probably a tie between that and Hey You Pikachu. Well, they're both just such amazing games.
I will say that our Pokemon Stadium video was one of the most amazing videos ever in the channel, which we have to get back to some Let's Plays because they're so funny. But like,
I know.
Pokemon Stadium, I used to always want to play because I always used to see my friend put his like Game Boy game in, and I was like, oh, that's like so cool. And that was always the thing I had. But I don't know. I just never, it's so interesting because I just never, even from playing Super Smash Brothers, even from playing like Pokemon Stadium or something at my friend's house or playing with you guys, I never really wanted an N64. Like I just never, it was really interesting. And so I don't really know why. I think it was because I really just liked Pokemon for the most part. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so then the one thing that I want to ask you now is, do you like the N64 controller? Because we did do a tier list one time.
We did do a tier list on this.
And I don't remember where you ranked it.
It's one of our past episodes on the podcast. You can take a look if you want.
I don't remember where you ranked the N64 controller.
I probably ranked it S or A tier.
Yeah, I think I did too.
I probably ranked it S tier, honestly. If I really cared, I could look it up right now, but it doesn't matter because my answer is A or S tier. I honestly like the controller. Is it like ridiculous? Absolutely. Is it awesome? Absolutely. Like as a kid, like my dad never liked it because he and I would play like golf or like Mario Kart or whatever. But his hands are like big, so like he could never like he would always have to use like the outer two prongs and like have his thumb like reach over to like use the joystick, and like he could do that comfortably because he has like big hands, whereas like my little child hands at the time, right, like could just easily slide into like the middle prong with finger on Z, thumb on joystick, and then this one for like A, B, and the C buttons and stuff. So like I enjoyed the controller. I think it's got a cool design. All the stuff that they did with it too, like I just mentioned with the whole like you have like the rumble pack you can equip, which I believe Donkey Kong 64 actually came with a rumble pack too. I never freaking used it though.
Thanks, Scrub.
You also have the thing with the, I think Mario Kart maybe came with one too, because there was something with like the ghost or something you could do when you do like time trials. But also like the thing with like the Hey You Pikachu and the microphone, and also with Pokemon Stadium and inserting your Game Boy game. So like the controller is just like no other controller has like done that. I would say like probably the closest other like controller to like have any sort of like external features or like add-ons would be like the Dreamcast controller, I guess. Because it has like that thing in the top.
You could say the DualShock kind of for PlayStation, because they did have.
I mean, not really. I mean,
it was built in. Like, it was built in though.
Yeah, so it's like, yeah. I mean, I just like it's a nostalgic design. The colors are cool. You got like red for start. You got blue for A, B for green, yellow for C, and then like gray for like your Z, R, L buttons, basically, and the D-pad. I
really like the controller, but I'm confused every time I look at it. I don't understand. It's like they think people have three hands. I don't know. I don't really know why they designed it like that, because for Super Smash Brothers, all I would do is put my left hand in the middle and my right hand on the right side, because you could just use the joystick or whatever. But it was always just such an interesting controller. I don't understand what they were thinking with that, because it's very strange.
Thinking like people with bigger hands. I don't know.
I mean, even then, it's like, I think most of the time people use the joystick, which, by the way, did suck sometimes because the joystick did get broken.
Mine never broke
really easily. Well, Sean would always like freaking wreck that thing.
True. I mean, yeah, so like I never had issues with the controller, but I think maybe it's the bigger hands thing. But at the same time, like you look at like their past controllers, which were literally just like sort of like squares basically.
Right.
But then the next controller, which was GameCube, that one only had like the two handles or whatever on the side. But GameCube controller is honestly freaking weirder than the N64 controller in my opinion. Because it's like you have this massive A button and then this tiny little B button and then this random like X button and then this Y button, and then you have like R and L, but then you also have like Z in front of R. It's like, what the frick? And then you have like this yellow like secondary like joystick over here, but like it's like basically the C buttons on the N64. It's, I don't know. And then there's also D-pad. Like, I don't know. But yeah, I like the controller, basically, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, it's just always so interesting to me because I just never understood what their thinking was with it. And honestly, even the GameCube controller was even... I love the triggers in... what's it called?
GameCube?
Yeah, GameCube. But yeah, I don't know what they were thinking, man. Freaking weird. Yeah. I really don't get it.
I don't know.
But yeah, so last thing then that I want to ask is should they make a Nintendo 65?
They should make... So what would that be though? What would that be?
It would essentially just be a sequel to the N64, but they'd have a slightly different controller. It'd have like a.
It has four handles.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, what do you think about that?
I think it'd be cool if they integrated like. I mean, I don't know, because like everything is built in nowadays. So like, honestly, like the biggest thing for me would just be like the controller, because like the N64 itself didn't have a whole lot. They had like a little like memory slot chip thing. I don't remember exactly what it was. You could insert that into like, the front of it to like kind of save your data. And then you have the controller with all like the add-ons and stuff. And then you had, or at least they attempted, a disk drive that goes basically on top of the N64. And that didn't really take off very well. But that was a thing that they tried. Kind of a cool idea, I guess. But I honestly just like the add-ons of like the controllers the most, honestly. So like if they could like do that like now, like that'd be so cool. Like it'd be so sick to be able to like, I mean, everything they do now is like digital and like it's built in. Like with Pokemon, for example, like, oh, you want to play like your like, 3DS game, or like you want to play with your Pokemon from your 3DS game on your Nintendo Switch game, we'll just, move them to Pokemon Home and then transfer them or something like that. Which like, yeah, sure, I guess, but like, it's not the same. It's like, I want to be able to like, just go from one to the other, not have to go through this whole like transfer process and stuff, or like or being able to talk to Pokemon or something. Like, I don't know. Like, I think for like Pokemon Snap, what they should have done, because like the Joy-Cons have like motion sensors or whatever, right? You can do like, like kind of like the Wii. They should have freaking had like a camera add-on or something, like, because they had like that cardboard like stuff. I don't remember what it's called, but like they could have given you one of those with the game, and then like you make like a little makeshift camera, put your like Joy-Cons on each side, and that way you could like literally aim and like take pictures of the Pokemon in new Pokemon Snap. Like that'd be so cool. I don't know. It's just like the controllers now are just like controllers. They're not like part of the experience. You know what I mean? So, but I also say that without having used a PS5 controller, which has haptic feedback. So maybe that'll.
What is the haptic feedback? I don't even know if I understand what that is.
So haptic feedback is basically like when you do something in the game, the controller sends out, like a certain like I don't know what the word would be, like signal, or like it basically like simulates things happening in the game. So for example, let's say, because I think the PS5 controllers also have like motion sensor capabilities. I know PS4 did to some degree. Let's say like you like rub your hand in game over like blades of grass, right? So like you're just like, oh yes, these blades of grass. The controller would then like respond to that and make it feel like, because it's in your hands, you're just like moving an analog stick or something. It would make it feel like your hand is like running over blades of grass, basically. That's what haptic feedback is, essentially. So the idea one day is you just get like a full bodysuit that's a haptic bodysuit, basically.
It's weird.
And then you can experience everything in the game, like getting shot in Call of Duty.
Interesting. See, I don't know if I feel that sometimes, though. I guess some games have to have it enabled, because
it might be like certain games or something. Also, like for games like Uncharted, which were made like way before the PS5,
they're not going to have
the
that.
PS4 was like conceptualized. Yeah, they're not going to have it. So, I doubt like. I'm sure like they could put like stuff like that into like remakes or remasters,
right?
But like it'd be way too much work for them. So it's like just update the graphics and make money instead.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Well, let us know what you guys think down in the comment section about the N64. Did you ever own one? I'm assuming most of our listeners are our age or older. Did you ever own one? What did you play? Is it your favorite system? Where can I buy one? Kind of thing. So
the internet.
Yeah, no, I need to buy that, but. Yeah, let us know down in the comment section what you guys and gals think. But you can always check out our social media as well, or our other platforms, Spotify, iTunes, and YouTube. And yeah, so next episode, we're actually going to have a guest. I didn't tell you this yet, Joe, but we're going to have Machine on the podcast.
Spoilers.
I don't know what we're going to talk about yet, but...
We should talk about machines.
We could do that.
Be like, so are you more of like a buttons kind of guy or a lever?
Oh my gosh. Do you like gizmos and gadgets? But yeah, Joe, do you have anything else to say to the audience?
If you enjoyed this episode, go watch our tier list ranking of gaming controllers throughout the eras.
Yes.
It's not just modern day. It's literally like from like the first like video game consoles, like NES, and all the way up to like basically now, like PS5, Switch, all that stuff.
And if you want to watch more tier lists that span about 10 episodes, Go watch us ranking all 151 Pokemon.
It was 3 episodes.
Dude, that was like so long. Oh my gosh. But anyways, we appreciate all of you all. Well, I just said you all. We appreciate all of you. And we will see you guys on episode 65 featuring the N65.
All of you.
Later, everyone. See you. Batman.